Hello, traders around the world. How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you guys are good. Um, I'm just gonna go to the Forex Factory website. I guess we all know that this is the website for this is our economic calendar. This coming week is gonna be a very somewhat quiet week compared to last week. Last week was a very busy week. We saw a lot of a lot of countries um, adjusting their interest rates, and this resulted in a very volatile market. But compared to this week, it's going to be a very quiet week. We don't have much of major news, as you can see. Monday is going to be a bit quiet, no major news there. Only what medium impact news in the form of new home sales in the US, which is tomorrow, Monday. And then, yeah, CPI, Aussie CPI on Tuesday around 2:30 a.m. And then there isn't really much. And then we're going to have a busy Thursday, I think, because we can see we're going to be looking at waiting for the report for the GDP on the CAD, GDP on the US dollar, and also unemployment claims, right? And then, yeah, that's going to close off our week. But going back to last week, I guess you know the Bank of Japan increased their interest rate in the, like, since 27, since what, 2007? I think it's been 14 years since they adjusted the interest rate. This was on, when was it? Monday, I think. Was it on Monday? No. This thing is frozen now. But yeah, we saw the Bank of Japan, they increased. Yeah, there you go. It was on Tuesday, actually. Remember, the interest rate for Japan has always been negative, right? So this resulted when they increased it to 0.10%, which was more like a positive interest rate. It resulted in a very bearish Japanese yen. As you can see, let me just go to the charts and show you what I'm talking about. If you look at the USDJPY, it resulted in a very bullish USDJPY, right? I guess you can see this thing has been bullish for the past since the 11th of the 12th, the 13th of March. We've been having a bullish USDJPY, right? Or a bullish dollar. And then I think the Japanese yen, when the interest rate was increased, it resulted in it just what's the word again? It just accelerated the move. As you can see, this thing has been bullish. This was the day the interest rate was increased, right? If you look at the UJ, the all JPY pairs, the AJ, all of them were, as you can see, only AJ is now pulling back after that daily imbalance, right? This week there, that long week there, shows that there's a lot of buyers, sellers pushing the price down. That's why on Friday we had a strong Japanese yen. But other than that, on the USDJPY, it's still a waiting game. You just have to wait and see. This is on the daily time frame. If you drop it down to USDJPY, each 1 hour time frame, you can just see there that we have a nice chart forming there, downward channel. It's nicely forming there. I guess you can see that. You can see there's a nice downward channel forming there. My thing is just not on today, still on the weekend mode. I guess you can see there's if you go, I moved from the daily time frame to the 1 hour time frame. As you can see, price is still respecting that upward trend there. sorry, the up the it's respecting the resistance on the upper side, right? So as you can see, price has been boom coming down. So we expect the same thing to happen when the market opens tonight, but we expect price to respect that resistance, right? The upward resistance, slanting resistance, or down, yeah, that one. I guess you can see what I'm trying to say. So having said that, even if you go to the Euro JPY, or let me just check, CAD JPY, you should expect a bearish movement. This one has long been triggered, but this was after that big move from last week, right? And then the GJ, which is the GBPJPY, let's see how it is. You can see also it's been bearish for the past 2 days after those long highs, those big bullish movements there. I'm sure it's gonna pull back a bit here because it's now sitting on the support, as you can see. If you look at the smaller time frames, you'll be able to see that there is that resistance, that support there that you can see there. So we expect price to somewhat pull back a bit on the GJ because it's oversold on the short run, right? And then, but in the long run, we expect it to continue being bearish. We're just expecting a pullback, which is maybe I think tomorrow we should expect a pullback, and then price should continue going down, right? And then what else? If you look at the GBP USD, what's gonna trigger the move on the GBP USD is the US dollar index. As you can see, this thing has been bearish. The GU has been bearish all week, almost all week, right? Not all weeks, I'm sorry. Remember, previously we had that FOMC, which resulted in a very weak dollar. After that, we had a strong dollar that pushed the price all the way down. On all USD pairs, we've been experiencing bearish movements, right? Especially, obviously, the ones that the US dollar is a base, it's all bullish, as you can see, like the USDJPY, the USD CAD. I'm sure we're gonna see a bit of a pullback on the USD CAD, right? We're gonna see a bit of a pullback there, and then price should continue being bullish. Maybe you can just check there what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna make the move to, I mean, if for you to know the next movement on the USD CAD, you need to look at the daily time frame, right? Looking at the daily time frame, we have a big bullish candlestick which happened on Friday, right? So this is just an indication that the next candlestick should also be bullish. Like, we have a lot of buyers in the market, right? Once that resistance there, you see this imbalance. This imbalance has been filled, right? Like, the market has been, after the previous bearish movement, price had to go up to fill that imbalance on the daily time frame, right? But now, if you drop it down to maybe like 4 hours, you will see that price has somewhat formed a double top there. So we expect a bit of a pullback, price respecting that resistance on the 4-hourly time frame, pullback, and then price should be able to push up. If it breaks this resistance, if price shoots through this resistance, price should continue going all the way up, right? And that will also be determined by the US dollar index, right? If you look at the US dollar index on the daily, it looks bearish, but we have that imbalance there, which price is trying to push to buy. I mean to cover. Is that the word? I don't know. So price is just trying to feel that imbalance. That's the word I was looking for. It's trying to feel that imbalance, right, on the daily time frame. So going into the next week, we're expecting a bullish dollar to continue, like the bullish movement to continue. If that doesn't happen, price will just be stuck, and we might experience a choppy market where price is just stuck in one place and we don't even really know where the next move is going to be. But looking on the US dollar index, I expect price to continue pushing up because we see the momentum to push up. It's a bit strong, right? And this, or I guess you know that if the US dollar is strong, all the pairs that are paired with the dollar, and the dollar is a quote, price is gonna sell, like GBP. You see GBP USD, GBP Euro, GBP. They were all selling, right? Yeah, so you can see that we even have that imbalance there, which price is trying to target, right? Yeah. So having said that, I think it's going to be a very interesting week to see how things are going to look. If you look at crude oil, for example, crude oil. I know a lot of people like trading gold. Should I start with gold? Let's look at gold. Gold is bearish on the bigger time frame. So if you drop down to the 4-hourly time frame, what do you expect? We all know that gold is positive, is inversely correlated to the dollar. If the dollar is strong, gold will sell. If the dollar is weak, gold will buy. So as you can see here, it's still a bit choppy. I think we need to play a waiting game there, or drop down to, yeah. In the short run, we expect a buy. We're expecting a buy, but there's a bit of a resistance there. I guess you can see that. If you just try this, I think we can see there's a bit of a... Do you see what I'm doing there? I'm just trying to cook my stuff there. So this is where we expect price to go in the short run. I think when we wake up in the morning tomorrow, price will be up there, and then at 2171. If the market tries to, unless the market is just being choppy and not moving at all. You know how Mondays can be. Mondays price is a problem. The market is a problem. The market is a bit unstable, so you need to be just play a waiting game, right? But this setup, this is a nice downward channel there, downtrend on the dollar. This will be influenced by the movement on the dollar index, on the US dollar index, right? As you can see, the US dollar index, we expect a pullback. So if it pulls back, if the US dollar index on the short term pulls back, we expect the dollar to push up, because they move in the opposite direction, or they are inversely correlated. I hope I'm making sense to all of you. And then just trying to drink a bit of water there. So, and then what else? Crude oil. Can you jump into crude oil? Crude oil, crude oil, crude oil. So you can see this, the market, the crude oil has just been choppy. There is a bit of a support there, a bit of a resistance there. On the hourly time frame, we all know that crude oil is inversely related to the dollar. A strong dollar will result in a weak, or in a drop in prices for crude oil, right? A weak dollar, the crude oil is going to shoot up. So as you can see, we've been having a strong dollar, right? We've been having a strong dollar. You can see on the daily price for gold, for the dollar has been pushing up. Remember, the US dollar index measures the strength of the dollar basket against other assets that are paired with the dollar, right? So if you look at USD-CAD, sorry, not USD-CAD. Why do I keep on saying USD-CAD? If you look at the US dollar index, it's been pushing up, right? That's why the price of crude oil has been somewhat dropping. You can see the price for crude oil has been dropping, right? The price of crude oil is quite high at the moment. Don't be surprised if we get a fuel hike very soon. If they say the petrol price is going up, or diesel, is whatever you are using in your car, just know it's because of this high price for crude oil. The normal in quotes price for crude oil is usually below $60, right? $60 per barrel. So currently it's $80 per barrel, $80.65 per barrel, right? So yeah, I think, let me not talk too much. If you drop this down to here, you can see the market is quite choppy, but you might just try to do this. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing there. You can just try to do this and then move this one to, and then move this. This thing is acting funny, but you guys can see what I'm trying to do there, right? Or let me just try this. If you look here, you should be able to see, should be able to see that diagonal resistance at the top there, and then it's not playing out the way, it's not quite, there you go. I think this looks more like it, right? So yeah, price is somewhat on a downward channel. If price manages to break this low of 80.20, we should be able to see price going all the way down. But if price manages to, remember the dollar is gonna retrace, like pull back a bit, so we expect this to go up a bit. If it manages to break that resistance there, you see that is that line at the top there. If price manages to break that resistance, which it has been respecting since the 21st on Thursday, right? You can see price dropped here, created a lower high, lower low, and then here price just started to slow down, and so if the dollar retraces and this gets a bit of a push up to the upside and breaks that resistance, if it breaks it, it will retest and then continue going up. I don't know if you guys see that setup. I don't know if it will be something like, if it pulls out like this, it's gonna, if it breaks that resistance, it will break out like that and then come back here, and then we expect price to go up. But I doubt it's gonna do that, because we're expecting a bullish dollar in the next few days. We're expecting the bullish momentum on the dollar to continue, because price for gold, for crude oil has been quite high. So it's now time for a pullback. You see, price went all the way up to there, so it needs to retrace and come back to this normal, somewhat normal in quotes, price, right? So we expect price to pull back down to this imbalance, right? So yeah, I think we are all ready to conquer the new week. All the best in the new week, guys. We're wishing you a peaceful week. Continue subscribing to our channel. Continue liking and sharing our content. Thanks a lot. Wishing you a profitable week.